Hi students, this is the last video of this chapter, and in this video we will be studying about different types of oscillations. Now, oscillations are basically classified into two, that is free oscillation and forced oscillation. And free oscillations can be again classified into damped oscillations and undamped oscillations. So first let us see what is free oscillation. Now, an object is said to undergo free oscillation if it is provided with an initial energy and thereafter the body is oscillating by itself, and such oscillations are said to be free oscillation. For example, we take the case of simple pendulum. What we do is, initially the pendulum will be at rest, we will apply a small amount of energy or we apply external force and we displace the pendulum and we release it, isn't it? Then the pendulum will keep on oscillating continuously without application of any external force. So such oscillations are known as free oscillation. But what happens is that if the pendulum is kept in a room, we know there is air, and this air is also a resistance which hinders the motion. So definitely because of the air resistance, the pendulum will start to oscillate. Because of the air resistance, the pendulum which is oscillating with a particular amplitude will slowly, we can see the amplitude of oscillation will decrease and then the pendulum comes to rest. So there is some external factor which prevent the further oscillation. So such oscillations are known as damped oscillation, which means if there is a dissipative or resistive force which causes the oscillations to come to rest, then we can say such oscillations to be damped oscillation. But if I am taking the same pendulum and if I am keeping it in a room which is evacuated, which is free of air, which is vacuum, then once the pendulum is oscillated or once the pendulum is displaced from its initial position, it will keep on oscillating throughout without any change in its amplitude or frequency. Such oscillations are what we know as undamped oscillation. So, free oscillations. A body capable of oscillating is slightly displaced from its position and left to free by itself to start oscillating with a frequency of its own, because every object has its own natural frequency, and once we apply an external energy and if the body is oscillating with that natural frequency, then such oscillations are said to be free oscillations. Now, the frequency with which the body oscillates is known as natural frequency, and the equation for natural frequency for a free oscillator is mu0 is equal to 1 by 2 pi root of k by m, where k is the force constant and m is the mass of the body. Now let us see what are the features of a free oscillator. First one, the amplitude of oscillation depends upon the initial energy supplied to the oscillator. If you are applying more energy, then the amplitude of oscillation, or there will be maximum displacement. If you are applying less energy, then the maximum displacement or the amplitude will be less. Okay. Now the second feature is the frequency of oscillation depends upon the mass, dimension and also the restoring force. Mu0 is equal to 1 by 2 pi root of k by m. So, the frequency of oscillation depends upon mass of the oscillator, the restoring force and also the dimension, shape, size, etc. of the oscillator. Now, let us see what is the definition for undamped oscillation and what is the graphical representation of an undamped oscillator with its displacement with respect to time. If the amplitude and frequency of oscillation remains constant throughout the motion, then the oscillation is said to be undamped. There is no hindrance, then the oscillation will keep on with the same amplitude and same frequency. In such a condition, we can call such oscillations as undamped oscillation. And if we draw a graph of displacement with time, we will get a graph like this. In this case, you can see for every time interval, the amplitude of oscillation is remaining the same and frequency is also the same. So this is the graphical representation of a undamped oscillator for displacement versus time. Now next, let us see what is the definition for damped oscillations. The oscillations in which the amplitude decreases with time is called undamped oscillation. And if you look into the graph of displacement versus time for an undamped oscillator, the graph will be like this. As time passes, the amplitude of oscillation decreases, and at the end the oscillator will come to rest. And this happens if there is any dissipative or external resistive force which hinder the motion or the oscillation of the object. Next one is forced oscillation. Now, I told you every object has its own natural frequency, and if we supply an initial amount of energy to the body, then the body will be oscillating with its own natural frequency, and such oscillations are known as free oscillations. But if I am making a body oscillate with the frequency of an external object, then such oscillations are known as forced oscillation. For example, I think you have seen a tuning fork. You have studied in your lower class what is a tuning fork. You take a tuning fork and you strike the tuning fork with a rubber cork. So you are applying some initial energy to the tuning fork. What happens? As you remove your hand from there, the tuning fork will start, the particles of the tuning fork will start to vibrate with its own natural frequency, and this oscillation or vibration we can call it as free oscillation. Now if suppose I am taking this tuning fork and keeping at your desk, and if you place your hand in the desk, you can see the your desk also start to vibrate, because the energy from the tuning fork is getting transmitted to the particles in the your desk, and the particles will start to vibrate with the frequency of the frequency of tuning fork. So you are forcing the desk to oscillate with the frequency of some other object, that is a tuning fork in our case. So that is forced oscillation. What actually happens is that initially the object, that is the desk in our case, will try to vibrate with its own natural frequency, but this vibration may die off very fast. And since our tuning fork is continuously supplying energy to the desk, what happens? The particles, the molecules in the desk will start to vibrate with the frequency of the tuning fork, which is known as a driver in our case. And hence, you are forcing the tuning fork is forcing the desk, the molecules of the desk to vibrate with the frequency of the tuning fork. Such vibrations or such oscillations are what we call forced oscillations. If a body oscillates under the influence of an external periodic force, not with its own frequency, but with the frequency of the external force or the external object, then oscillations are said to be forced oscillation. And if you draw a graph of the showing the amplitude of the forced oscillator as a function of the frequency of the driver, that is the external agent, then we will obtain a shape like this, where nu is the frequency of the driver or the external agent which is providing the energy, and nu 0 is the natural frequency of the object. Now as the external frequency of the external driver increases, amplitude of our vibration also increases. It reaches a maximum value which is equal to the frequency of the object, natural frequency of the object, that is if the frequency of the external driver is equal to natural frequency of the object which is oscillating, then the amplitude of vibration will be maximum, and such frequency is known as resonance frequency. Then decreases, amplitude decreases, the further increase in frequency of the external agent. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.